Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. We have in studio Deborah Omer and Vincent Wiley, our new great friends, authors of Vincent the Artist. We'll be talking about that for a few minutes before the end of the show. Right now, we also have Don Wood from Australia and from Sydney, and we're talking about his book, which is absolutely fascinating. The name of the book is Beating Cancer with the Help of Einstein. It's a book about his late wife's battle with cancer and how they extended her life, and dogs. It's got to be an Australian sheepdog. Don, a dingo or a kangaroo. Okay, we have all the jokes have been done. Why Einstein? Why beating cancer with the help of Einstein?
Well, it's an interesting story. I hope you've got a couple of minutes to listen to it.
Sure.
I ran a business in Sydney, and we're making a fortune just by the fact that businesses were changing from mechanical machines to electronic machines. But there was a giant market in the manual machine market because nobody could fix the electronic machines. They were all too new. And I'd committed a factory situation where a factory agreed to do their last run of mechanical machines. And to make a long story short, I get a phone call saying my machines are giving off electric shocks. Now, you can't sell machines giving off electric shocks, and I've committed myself totally. I'm making a lot of money, and I'm going to go bankrupt. The situation is dramatic. So I get my old mechanic, a fellow by the name of Ralph, to come with me over to this Mossman. It was near where we had the people with the chap with the guru from Master Danny. And I went into the shop and said, show me where the machine's getting electric shocks. And nobody could get an electric shock. And they called another little girl out, and I said, please touch that machine. And she touched it, and she jumped a bit. But then a fellow walked in that caused a complaint off the street and said, I get electric shocks from that machine. And he touched it, and he jumped. I mean, this fellow jumped as though he was electrocuted.
Oh, wow.
And I said, well, that's strange because I touched it and I'm not getting electrocuted. And the old mechanic says, I can fix this. And he went out and he got 2 pot plants. And he put them one near the front door and one near the machine. And he asked the fellow to come back into the shop, touch the pot plants as he went past. And then Ralph, the mechanic, said, well, now touch the machine. And nothing happened. He said,
I just need to interrupt. When you say a pot plant, you mean a potted plant here in America?
A live potted plant.
Yes. Well, I just needed to make that clear. Because if you had a pot plant, you wouldn't feel the electric shock, possibly.
Yeah, well, that's probably right. But anyway, what turned out was that I said to myself, well, what's happening, Ralph? He says, the equipment's not faulty. The person is carrying an electric static charge. And I thought, well, that's rather strange. I've never heard much about static electricity causing this sort of shock. And anyway, my problem was solved. I finished up making a fortune. And anybody had any trouble, I'd give them a potted plant. I'd just give them a nice potted plant and put them in the machine.
And Einstein, Ralph's last name is Einstein, obviously.
Yeah, Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein.
Now, he's a very famous chap. Now, I didn't think a lot of it. For 50 years, I'm going back 50 years there. But when the wife was cook, I started putting potted plants around the house. You couldn't get in and out of the house without a potted plant. So I thought maybe it's body electricity. Actually, it turned out to be exactly that. The problem that we've found out from this book is that we are all, that's you and I and your friends there, we are all an electric machine.
Right.
And we're not assessed as being an electric machine. The medical world, it doesn't pay them to know that we're an electric machine. Now, And that electric machine has got to be, that body balance of electricity has to be equal. It has to be not negative, not positive. It has to be equal. And when I went around the world finding out what was different about these, their longevity, was the fact that all of them were equal positive and equal negative. They have an electric balance. Now, when we pop into, and then I studied the history of what's happening, and the big problem we had was when we changed from leather shoes to rubber shoes. In 1860, a smart guy in Brazil turned around and he invented rubber. Then the Yanks, excuse me calling it the Yanks, but the Yanks turned around and they made
yes,
rubber that wouldn't
it's okay.
melt.
We are Yanksters. Don, we're out of time. I need to I just wanted to say thank you for joining us today. Don Wood's book, Beating Cancer with the Help of Einstein, a book about his late wife's battle with cancer. It gives some tips on how to beat cancer and prevent it from his standpoint. Don, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. We'll have some information up on our website at latenighthealth.com. Our whole crew here, we're going to have them in here every week. Vincent and Deborah and Daryl and Mark, we will be back. Don't go away. More coming up.